Hey guys, welcome to That Liminal Period. This is Chun-Li Shadi, and today I'm going to be doing a reaction video to a Q&A session that Matthew Hussey had at one of his live talk events. If you guys aren't aware, Matthew Hussey is a dating coach and he specializes in helping women find the men of their dreams. And as a female who's on the dating market, I thought today's topic is relevant. The question at hand is, who pays on the first date? I haven't seen this entire video yet because I did want to do a live reaction. So yeah, join me as I watch this video.
Let's have one more question. We had this person at the back in the stripes. Yeah, let's hear from you.
During the dating period, after like 4 or 5 months of dating, I just wondered at what point do you have to pay, did the woman have to pay when they go out? The guy is asking that there should be half and half at that point when you already...
At what point?
When you already been dating for 4 or 5 months.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so before Matthew gives his perspective, something to pay attention to is that she said that they've been dating for 4 to 5 months. So that is, to me, an extended amount of time. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't exclusive. However, they are showing interest in each other. I think nowadays we have a different definition, or different people have different definitions on what dating is. And to me personally, dating is getting to know someone, whether it is through an activity or going out and sharing a meal, and getting to know someone with the interest. So maybe someone asks you on a date and, you just caught their eye, you don't really know anything about them, but you're open to the idea of dating them or getting to know them. That to me is a date. But if you're just going out and getting these meals from guys, then I think that's not necessarily dating, and at least not with purpose. And so I think it just depends on the dynamic of the individuals that are going on the date. So yeah, but after 4 or 5 months, interest has been established. So at that point, if he sees the value in your time and does not mind paying for the date and continue to pay for the date, then I think that's okay. But obviously, she is dating a guy that has expressed that he thinks they should go 50-50. Maybe for him, the trade-off is not worth the additional expense of paying for someone's meal for 4 or 5 months. But let's see.
Look, okay, to give you a quick answer on, firstly, I think we should just deal with the who should pay thing to begin with. When you're on a date, who should pay?
Okay. So the question is, who should pay for the first date? And yeah, I think whoever is expressing interest and asking the individual to spend time with them is the one that should pay. But while you're on the date, if you do not see interest in this individual and you don't want to continue to get to know them, then I think you should honestly cut the date short, pay for your half, or if they're comfortable with paying for your half, then yeah, we're good. But don't go into it with the entitlement mindset that, well, hey, I'm spending time with him, therefore he owes me this meal. Because his intention was either to get to know you romantically or clap some cheeks. So what is it going to be? What's the trade-off? And if you don't want to trade, then go on your merry way and pay your half.
I mean, that's what I told them, I'm sorry.
But
I'm dating, we're dating.
But here's the... okay. He's supposed to pay.
Yeah.
But you're supposed to have sex with him whenever he says.
No.
If that's the trade-off, right? If that's what they agreed upon. I mean, if it was a sugar baby, sugar daddy scenario, then yes, I pay for your bills and I pay for your time, and in turn, you exchange sex. If that's not the agreement that she signed up for, then yeah, what are you offering up to continuously just, I guess, deplete this man of his resources if you're not going to offer up sex? It doesn't have to be sex. Maybe it is cooking for him, cleaning for him, but whatever it is that he finds of value that is worth him spending the money on you. Maybe you doing his chores, doing housework is enough. But to go into a situation and think that you're just entitled to someone to spend on you and not expect anything in return, I think is ludicrous.
Where does this double standard come from? I'm sorry, it's the reality. You guys you can moan at it all you want, but the moment you say to a guy, you have to fucking pay for my time, you're saying this relationship isn't equal.
It's the entitlement.
This relationship isn't equal. My time is worth more than yours, so you should pay for it. I wonder what paradigm that sets up. Here's my view. If you go on a date with a guy and you don't offer to pay your share, you weren't taught right. If you go on a date and he doesn't pay, he wasn't taught right.
Did you guys catch that? He said if you were on a date and you don't offer to pay, you weren't raised right. But if he did not pay, not offer, but if he did not pay, then he wasn't raised right. So already, even Matthew himself is expressing a double standards, and that's okay. We have double standards in the world. And again, we try to make it so that everyone is treated fairly and equally on all aspects, but we do have an expectation as far as chivalry and, the engagement of a first date. And so, yeah, I think the fact that a woman is acknowledging, is being gracious, and is expressing interest in the guy, I don't want to say that that is enough, but to most men, that is worthy of him paying for the meal. And again, if you're going on a date with someone and you are doing all of these things and he still wants to go 50-50, then it's fair for you to reassess if you want to continue to go on this date, because maybe that's not the dynamic that you want.
I can tell you right now, if I was dating someone and they never offered to pay, I wouldn't be dating them. I can tell you that now. If they never offered to pay, I would...
Offering is an intent. That doesn't actually mean you did it. That doesn't mean that you actually pulled out your card and paid, but you meant to, if you were actually honestly, genuinely offering to pay. But I do know some girls that, say, oh, I'll get the check here and there, but they actually don't even have their credit card on them. Or whenever they do offer, it's very small things like lunch or coffee. And for some guys, that's okay because it's the intention. But again, if you have malintentions and you're saying, hey, what can I offer to him to make it seem like I'm actually trying, but at the same time, offering as little as possible. I think that's also something that we should pay attention to when we're dating.
Not be dating them, because I'd say this is the most polite they're ever going to be. And they're not even
That's your representative
now. What does that say about my future? But
dim,
look,
broke, expensive.
Let me come at this from a different angle. I will always treat my partner how I would treat my best friend. And I wouldn't apply a different standard to my partner than my best friend. I wouldn't say to my best friend, let's always go out to dinner and you always pay. I'd say, let's be teammates here in whatever way we can. And maybe, by the way, proportionately, what you can do is less than what he can do. That's a different thing. If he says to you, I want to go stay at the top hotel in Big Sur this weekend, and it's $1,500 a night, and you say, I don't have the money. It's his job to say, it doesn't matter. I didn't do it so you could pay. I did it because I want to go and I want to take you. Great. That's what that is, right? Or, if you both agree to go on holiday and you have a fifth of his earning potential, you say, I want to contribute to a fifth of this holiday. It's overly simplistic, but you get what I'm saying, right? I will contribute on the level I can contribute. Let me tell you what means something to a guy. Trying. That means something to a guy. When he feels that you're not even trying to contribute, that's when he feels used.
You know what, low-key, you get A for effort, or at least a B for effort when it comes to dating. And that comes from men and women. Recently, my best friend, it was her birthday, and her boyfriend got her some flowers. He didn't go to a florist and get her some stupid, ridiculous, expensive arrangement, but he went to the store and got her favorite flowers, some baby's breath, some lilies, and hydrangeas. And guess what? This guy pieced it together, made his own arrangement, and she told me it looked like a 5-year-old did it. But she loved it so much because he intentionally did it. He tried his best. He woke up early, remembered her favorite flowers, and then piecemealed it together. Something that he thought that she would like, and she loved it. So yeah, I think trying goes for both men and women. It's the woman's intention and her effort in trying to contribute to the relationship in a way that is valuable to a man, and vice versa. And it just so happens that men are seen as providers. A lot of times we look to them for financial security. That is an expectation. Men don't go on a first date with the expectation that women are going to pay, but we do. So again, like we offer different things to the table, and we need to assess the value that we bring.
Because any guy who's really confident and self-respecting, if the woman never is even trying to contribute, he feels like he's being taken advantage of.
And again, in my perspective, her not trying to contribute does not always equate to monetary value. It is not always going to be how much does she financially contribute. Like he said before, he oversimplified it when saying, oh, I'm going to, contribute 1/5 to this vacation. But some men, again, if they're of a certain status, like they really wouldn't mind paying the additional 20% if you are offering other things. Like maybe you're making it more convenient. You're looking up the hotels. You're making the arrangements for the car. You're figuring out the itinerary. There are things that we can deliver value, but when you're just on the receiving end, not having any input financially or responsibility wise, then they are being taken advantage of, and you are the one taking advantage.
It has nothing to do with money. It has to do with the lack of gesture.
The lack of effort.
So I would be looking at, if you like this guy, maybe if you're in different positions, figure out what you want to contribute proportionately or what you can contribute proportionately, and treat him as you would your best friend.
Okay. And honestly, maybe Matthew treats his friends differently, because I do have some friendships where they do prefer to go 50-50. That is the dynamic, and there is no expectations on me covering their bill or vice versa. But when you are going into dating, and if you're going into it intentionally and you plan to have a certain dynamic once you're married, I do think that you should walk into that relationship understanding that it's not going to be easy for you to switch over to being a stay-at-home wife or sharing no financial responsibility if you went into the relationship paying for half of everything. When he first started dating you, he was taking you out, courting you, doing activities. Once you guys get married, if he stops doing those things, you're going to notice. You're going to start doing comparisons, and you no longer want to continue to do the things that you felt was worth it while you were dating. So again, I think that there's multiple ways that a woman can bring value. But yes, on a first date, I do think the man should offer, and she should offer. But ultimately, it would be my preference if he paid. But yeah, I do share my gratitude in other ways. And so I guess we'll just see how it plays out in the dating market.